Hello, everyone, and welcome back to game number 2 of Day 3, Stage 1, PUBG European League Contenders Phase 3 Promotions. My name's Esquire. Joined with me here on the casting desk is Imperium, and we're going to see another Erangel map underway after an incredibly dominant performance coming out from Powerful.
Yeah, and that dominant performance has paid wonders. And as I kind of realized during the break, they ended yesterday with a win, and they've started today with a win. So really great end and start to these days, and it has put them on top of the leaderboard with 80 points. They were lying 8th overall, so it's that climate. It's also that point gap, as I talk about, between them and 9th position to try and secure their place in stage 2. But look at these teams on this game too. So many of them exiting the plane, heading towards the north side of this map, Esquire.
Yeah, not going to be too terrible of a plane path, but definitely a lot of teams congregating towards that centralized area of the map. Razak, school, apartments, Watertown, all could be areas here on Erangel that teams are going to be vying to take up a position. But yes, Powerful back-to-back finishes, back-to-back chicken dinners, if you count last night's day-ending victory. As Phase 1 pops out, it's going to be centered almost directly on the northern side of that East Coast Bridge connecting Sosnovka Island to the main part of Erangel.
Please let it be a military base finish. I'm please, PUBG map gods. You've been good to me so far. Please make it another good finish for me. I love a military base finish, Esquire, especially when you're not really sure if it's going to be one, and then it does pop up as we get through these phases. But Powerful, they're outside Lipovka. They have a nice entrance into the circle. Not a lot of teams around them. They will be looking to make good use of that going forward.
I figured out what you are, Imperium. You are a champion for the viewer, and you are a bane. You are a total bane for the players here in the game. And as a viewer, I absolutely love it. So let's keep it going in that direction. We just saw how crowded the school and apartments area was. Definitely two teams positioned very close to one another, having the opportunities to take those shots. Might see them in a few minutes. The 3.5 to 4 minute mark is when you hope to start to see some of these far polarized rotations begin to come out and try to land themselves inside of phase number 1. So we'll look to see that as teams continue on through this loot phase. Yeah,
we see ToxicPlayers in this game 1 did a great job of finishing in second place overall. Not the highest amount of points for that placement finish, but as I said, from a placement point of view, get 6 points, 2 kills. It was a good start for them today, especially Sammy Toxic, who was the only member left alive for the guts of the end of that game. But they occupied themselves in a good position. Rozhawk is just kept going from Istanbul Wildcats, and we did see Yasnai then also occupied by 3D Max. So some of the normal, classic hot drop areas that teams don't tend to go to in these competitive games have been taken advantage of by a couple of these teams.
And that's a good thing to see. These maps, we talked about it yesterday on Miramar Imperium. These maps are big enough to comfortably find a position to loot and avoid these early game conflicts where really the only thing you're picking up is the possibility for kills. You're not advancing yourself the way you need to in these best of 16 stages. Over here to North Georgia Pole, the members of SEEKORG will be taking up a nice loot, pretty much uncontested on this eastern side of things. And again, just playing into the fact that these loot rotations are going to be easy. These phase 1 rotations, though, could be a little bit more difficult as we approach that 4.5 minute mark.
I was thinking that, they're in a nice looting area that they have all to themselves, but their drive, their push down to this circle is going to be a little bit tricky. I would recommend they hog over on the east side and look to maybe rotate in from maybe the southwest side towards maybe Ferry Pier. And that might give them a bit of a scope for when this next phase does appear. But let's see how they will respond there. For now, look, they're just looting up. And as I said in game 1, sometimes it's actually good to wait until the blue zone actually goes past you and until the phase 2 circle does appear, because you're not taking much damage from that tick zone.
YMCA positioned down here in Primorsk will have the option of either taking vehicles up towards the north or taking the boats, which certainly sometimes around this peninsula down here, Sakura will be heading over towards the coast to possibly try to find that aquatic vehicle, and find one he shall, and ToxicPlayers begin that rotation also. So this is the stage where the blue zone works its way in towards phase number 1, 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the board before that phase 2 transition happens, and we get a better idea of the landscape for this map. But ToxicPlayers have pulled up, and Power have pulled up to something a little bit better. A nice crate sitting out in the water. Ghillie suit going to be picked up. Not sure what gun. It looks like an M249, but can't confirm just yet.
Yeah, let's hope the ghillie suit doesn't get too wet from the water and he'll be able to dry himself off so he can run without any weight on him.
Can you imagine how, I mean, you know how clothes obviously get a lot heavier in the water because they absorb the water. Can you imagine how heavy you would be with a freaking ghillie suit on?
Right?
All right, PUBG, let's add some weight. Let's not let players get away with this ghillie suit swimming.
Well, here's one thing that they, not to drift too much off topic, but they could actually add a certain level of a weight mechanic to the more loot you have in your bag, the slower you are. But talk about being a bit slow. Webby from CRIPS E-Sports gets knocked from that car and taken out. That's a kill going over to ToxicPlayers.
In the position that ToxicPlayers was able to pull up on, we saw them rotate out of Pachinki into this beautiful garage compound. My favorite, one of the players' favorites as well, as another garage compound will be crashed upon. 3D Max trying to bomb in onto the likes of Elgiganten Gaming. Vehicle's going to be inside. Nade finds its connection onto Solar. Going to be sending 3D Max on their back foot as they continue to try to breach into this. Trico, rather, going to be spotted out. Dropped down to 1 HP. It's almost going back in favor of the members of 3D Max, who have almost caught Elgiganten off guard.
Yeah, because Hugstar +1 hadn't actually joined the rest of his team, so they were automatically at a man disadvantage. And 3D Max, they've done great to actually respond to quickly, swiftly, throwing out those nades, throwing out those smoke grenades, and keep themselves in a bit of a safe position for now. But Wago looking for that knockdown. Hugstar gets a knockdown on the Wago. Phantom follows up with a knock and a kill on Savage.
This is the nade meta playing out very strong here as Trico was able to recover off of the HP deficit. He was working off of taking some damage from 3D Max. Grenade will be coming in to secure the kill onto Wago. Members of 3D Max going to be bleeding out. Trico might be able to find the secure onto one, and there it is. Another kill in the pocket for Elgiganten, but they are going to be spotted out. The third party coming in from atop the hillside as Team Elite tries to pick up some massive kills, and boy, do they need it as the push comes down.
Oh, they want to join in the party. This is what I love to see. 3 teams, 2 buildings. How are they going to respond? Come on, Team Elite. You need those kills. You need these good, strong points, of course, to help with your confidence. As Dead on the side of Team Elite takes a little bit of damage. He's going to try and cover behind the vehicle. He's going to find Hugstar and gets that knockdown, and then it is secured by Mr. Alwada.
What Team Elite doesn't need, though, here is to go out in 15th place position. They've got to play it a little bit methodically. This is a chaotic battle engagement that doesn't lend itself to the most stable of outcomes. Elgiganten pulling back here into the double story red. Will be able to keep both Trico and Nelaz alive. Spotted out in the disengage, but will be spotting out the members of Team Elite. The shots come in. Pobak's able to find the knock with the barrel onto Nelaz. Just going to be one left for Elgiganten Gaming, who was just 2 minutes ago holding on to this compound 4 strong.
Well, the good thing for 3D Max is that they're kind of finding themselves a way to stay in this battle because Elite are facing pressure from Elgiganten and so on and so forth. And Powerful are also nearby as well. See, this could be a 4th squad joining on the fun, but no, Elite gets a double knockdown. The squad comes out and that's 3D Max going out in 15th place, Esquire.
Elite picks up 3 kills. 1 member of Elgiganten still going to be inside. He's able to get the res, actually, so 2 up. But now the 4th team comes in. Powerful, who was just picking up kills onto the members of the Istanbul Wildcats, will be picking up even more as that shift comes out. Imperium, you tempted them. You called it. Down to the south we are going. There's no way in hell this is going to be a North Erangel circle. It's guaranteed. Sosnovka military base, and the crosses will be taking place from both bridges. YMCA on the west, followed quickly by Enviik and then MJ-Esports on the east.
Oh, baby. When I cast the contenders with Toby, he turned around and said that I was the zone god because I managed to predict quite a few times. I've predicted this game. Nice to see that continue forward, but this battle is ensuing between these teams on the side of Elite. And I think it is Elgiganten. They're still going. I think Powerful actually avoided that for now, so it's between these 2 teams.
That's going to be all she wrote as Team Elite wipes out the likes of Elgiganten Gaming. Trico and Nellas had been knocked and rezzed a few times, but were not able to hold the stand any further. Powerful not going to be pushing down onto this as Airwaves looks to try to make that cross down to Military Island via the boat.
Well, the second the teams kind of saw that shift was towards military base, especially when they're powerful, they weren't in the middle of that fight, so they could just avoid it, right? Because they've got to look to get into zone as quickly as possible. They've got to get across that bridge because we're seeing these teams are making their way through. Enviik are in the boat. It's a 2-2 split. CRIPS E-Sports, they see across the road looking for a rip, trying to find them. Shots getting fired onto that boat. Is taking a little bit of damage, and they have gotten out of that boat because it is going to blow up. But for now, they're going to survive.
CRIPS Esports playing that well. Don't go for the players in the boat. Go for the boat itself, the bigger target, the easier target, the one that picks you up multiple kills if it explodes. Way off in the distance, though. Member of Tarlans will be spotting out Powerful. Powerful, like we mentioned, they were kind of stuck in that engagement with Elgiganten Gaming as well as the members of Team Elite. And kind of, I'm not going to say wasting their time because they weren't wasting it, but they have a very far rotation to make across the channel, and it's going to be a late one at that. SEEKORG trying to stay alive here as the members of the Istanbul Wildcats will be raining down frag grenades on top of the members of SEEKORG. Phyloo going to be dropped down and out.
Bada bing, bada boom. That is Phyloo is the dead guy in the room, so to speak. MJ-Esports, they occupy a nice area, but they've got to be careful. They are a little bit split because Ojala is away from them, and then their three players kind of split across those road paths. They do see Futbolist. Futbolist are looking for a high ground on top of a hill to try and give themselves a bit of a scope around and where these teams are around them. Of course, Team Elite, who survived a three-team onslaught at one point, are looking to get into this circle as quickly as possible. And they've done a great job so far. Esquire, very impressed with them in this game.
Well, they're going to have to impress a little bit further here, but not just yet. Enviik going to be spotted out trying to make that breach onto the coastal region of Sosnovka and will be prevented by the members of CRIPS, who stopped them dead in their tracks with frag grenades. The next shift going to be coming out here in just about 5 seconds time. And the worry about Team Elite is the fact that they now have to make that rotation into a very crowded, very, very, very crowded Sosnovka Island. And it looks like the Eastern Bridge is where they're going to make it, but MJ-Esports holds on to the crossroads.
If I was Elite, I would actually go onto the coastline, take a boat, and actually, if it's there, in fairness, as Maga from Tarlans is going to actually be put under a lot of pressure, most likely will lose his life. They should actually go deep southeast-wise, and that will be the biggest chance for them to survive. But Maga, for now, has not been spotted out by Team Elite. He's nearly in the water himself, but he's covering quite nicely.
The question becomes, does Team Elite have any vehicles to work off of? They are all on foot right now, and be it the fact that they couldn't catch the member of the Tarlans, well, I don't think they do, Imperium. This could cause issues for them as they start to make that trek from north to south. Airwaves, Hawk finding connections onto the members of CRIPS as SEEKORG's Fisk is going to be trying to enter in off the blue zone with his remaining teammate from this northwestern edge. Phase 3 in full effect, though, as the blue zone shrinks on towards the edges of the circle.
And that's actually good for SEEKORG, in fairness, because CRIPS Esports are focused on what's going on kind of ahead of them, so to speak. They're not directly worried about what SEEKORG are doing. We do see that he was looking in the direction of SEEKORG right there, but no shots have been fired for now. Maga, behind that little dip, he would have heard the footsteps. 3 members of Team Elite riding high on those squad wipes, on those kills. He's going to look for another one onto Maga.
Could be able to find them if he continues to hold on, or possibly even a third-party engagement should Team Elite be engaged by the members of the Four Kings coming off the western flank. But the blue zone approaches nonetheless. You can't stop that from happening. This battle will rage on whether or not Maga likes it. And here it is, the frag grenade. You could be a solo player, but a frag grenade that lands on top of the members of Team Elite could spell disaster. And it almost did, but not going to be finding the connection. There it is. M416 rings true onto one. Able to find the second one. One left before the squad wipe comes out. Pobax, the only remaining member from Team Elite, is trying to stay alive after disaster has been spelled all over his team. Maga going to be preparing for this engagement. Full boost going. The HP is on his side, but can he find the remaining tags onto Pobax, who doesn't want to give this up here?
Like, I don't get why Team Elite didn't just rush in onto him, right? You know, where you allow the room for that player to throw out at least 2 grenades. That is a huge mistake, Esquire. It is a huge mistake from Team Elite. They should have rushed him. They should have put him under that pressure where he didn't have the time and the space to throw out those grenades, and they would have survived. But that is a big shame. Great play by Maga, finding that opportunity. He does have that vehicle that he can possibly get into, but of course that is a risk in itself.
So
as this next circle is going to find itself. But sorry, Esquire, go on.
Well, let's talk about what's kind of happening up there in the northeastern side of things. We see the shift. It does go pretty centered, but the Four Kings, they heard this engagement. Maga, his only effort from this stage on as a solo player was to pick up kill points. He has achieved that. It's good for him. The Four Kings, though, even if Pobax is able to take down Maga, the Four Kings have been waiting in the blue zone. They're fully committing to taking down these kill points. There's no chance in hell that Pobax or the members of Team Elite are going to be able to escape this, and it's Tarlan with the full squad wipe onto Team Elite up here in the northeastern side in the blue zone, walking away with an extra 3 points in the pocket and able to continue on here in this game. And that's a big misplay. Team Elite, there's a reason Imperium, and again, it's not BM, it's just the nature of the game. There's a reason why they're finding themselves at the bottom of the leaderboards right now based off of some of these decisions that they're making not to push, for instance, in that scenario.
True, and don't get me wrong, they did a great job in that second game to get those kills, to get those squad wipes, and to push on forward against the likes of 3D Max. But yeah, when you see that happening, you can't help but correlate it to where they are currently overall in the position. But Tarlans Maga, one-man army. He's facing pressure, as you pointed out, from Four Kings, who are waiting in the wings, taking a lot of damage from that blue zone, but Airwaves, Sudovic finding Istanbul Wildcats.
Airwaves have been wiping out squads left and right, picking up so many kills here, 4 to be exact, and looking for more as they spot out the Istanbul Wildcats rolling into the C block. The barracks will be dominantly held here in this position, but the question remains, for how long can they stay here? Can they stay safe as shots continue to ring out from Airwaves on the hillside? This is an interesting rotation coming out of the Istanbul Wildcats as Tarlans will be eliminated. Four Kings will be putting the nail in that coffin. We expected that, though, Imperium, but a huge effort coming out from that player of Tarlans. I mean, he dies, but he's still going to be saying, like, guys, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, indeed. As a player, he should be damn proud of his performance in that game too. And Higgy, the one that took him out, he is currently lying on top of the kill feed with 18 kills so far, but powerful. They're pinching Four Kings a little bit because the blue zone is starting to move in. We see Norcus gets a knockdown on the Grishiga power, but gets taken down to 22 health himself.
I'm going to be curious to see if Powerful can pick up a third victory in a row. They are going to be the third team gatekeeping on this bridge, but they are pulling off of it, recognizing, you know, hey, if we get a knock, if we get a kill, that's going to be good. That's really all we need. Yeah. Pull off of it to a more priority position and wait for the inevitable cross now that Four Kings will have to make, whittled down by not only the bullets coming from Powerful's guns, but also the blue zone as Phase 4 closes out at about 40 seconds time.
I don't know if this gives any kind of extra piece to the team, but we are down to 9, which means that every team from here on out, my apologies, no, except for my apologies, nearly every team from here on out will secure points from a placement point of view, at least. My maths was terribly wrong at that point, but either way, Powerful, they pinched Four Kings quite nicely.
It makes it even more of a critical time in the game because you go out here, you make that one slight mistake, and you're missing out on placement points. One move in the other direction could have brought you into those top 8 placements, and Four Kings are looking worse for wear, but Powerful going to be under siege now as MJ-Esports from a distance has them pinched as they try to gatekeep of their own. This next shift down to the southeast, ever so slightly, will give ToxicPlayers a nice hold to the top northern side of the circle. YMCA looks to fight against Futbolist down onto the south.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about these teams that are kind of down in the south area of the military base because they've relatively stayed out of trouble and all the action has come from the north as to be expected. Four Kings did get taken down. Phosphor has lost his life and that will be them going down in 9th position. So 8 teams. Istanbul Wildcats is eliminated by Airwaves and they go out in 8th place.
Yeah, incredibly interesting plays coming out of the Istanbul Wildcats. We saw them bomb into the C block of Sosnovka, but then immediately rotated back into the action that was being popped in their direction by the Airwaves. ultimately will be meeting their fate as the 3 members of Powerful continue on. Mark that 4. They've got all 4 alive. Morpheus going to be trailing back behind them, playing that Overwatch position as the members of the Crips have been spotted out. Metabee going to be spotting out Morpheus, though, as well. So the information relayed between both teams who could possibly trying to be setting up for an engagement to claim the northern side of phase number 5.
Yeah, it would be a good play for them if they can push out and put CRIPS Esports under a lot of pressure, hopefully even possibly get that squad out. But they've got to be aware that shots are being fired from across the road by ToxicPlayers who are well inside the circle, so they don't have to move at all. They just look around, find the players, and shoot to kill. So Powerful, they've got to be just a little bit careful with their position, find the dips, find the moments, and yes, we do see Ghostar. He's going to be able to communicate where ToxicPlayers are, so they'll be able to move away, reposition, and then see what they can do moving forward. Either way, this... Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I was going to say, Imperium, I told you I was looking forward to seeing if Powerful can pull off that 3rd victory in a row. I'm also going to be looking forward, especially based off of their position right now here in this game and what they can do. Currently 9th place on the leaderboards. ToxicPlayers holding on strong with 3 alive, 1 kill in the pocket. This could be the game that breaches them into those top 8 positions.
100% agree with you, Esquire. They are putting Powerful under a lot of pressure. Smoke grenades are going to be thrown out. It's important to try and create that path for yourself with those smoke grenades so you can get in safely. We're seeing CRIPS putting pressure onto ToxicPlayers though, so this is actually giving Powerful even a higher chance at getting into his circle. Seems it's going to be a bit of a 2v1 pinch, so to speak.
Another one will be going down as Hawk finds the knock and the flush onto Alpha Dawn, continuing to open up a nice window of opportunity for Powerful not to just advance their position down to the south, but also maybe lend a hand as a third party. Grenades being prepped, trying to find their land on top of Sammy Toxic, and not able to do so with the first 2. The 3rd could be the charm, as they say, maybe the 4th as well, but they won't be stopping. And there it is. ToxicPlayers was a big game for them to possibly seize that top 8 position. I don't know if 7th place was enough. It certainly could be. We'll have to wait for the leaderboards, but 6 now remain. Airwaves going to be fragging out as MJ-Esports lines up on top of the members of Futbolists.
Yeah, they have found out Gluttony for now, but there's also YMCA as well. So Gluttony, he's pinched. There's nothing he can do other than just hope, pray that they take each other out, use any kind of resources that he has, but he's taking damage from YMCA. He does get taken out, and Futbolists are eliminated in 5th place. 4 teams left, Esquire.
Powerful, Airwaves, YMCA Esports, and MJ-Esports all competing to try to take down this chicken dinner. Even if Powerful doesn't win this game, they have made it far enough to be a damn consistent team in this Stage 1 contest. Morpheus wrapping very closely to the 4-stack strong squad of Airwaves. Shots come out, able to find 1, 2, 3 tags. Needs 1 more to take down this member behind the tree. Is not going to be able to find it just yet, and is going to be knocked down. Morpheus down, leaves 3 alive for Powerful.
Oh, we see Dorcas with that mini 14 finding shots onto the members of Airwaves. We saw Mackin getting knocked down and wiped out on the side of Airwaves, so that puts Airwaves down to 3 players for now.
Ghostar going to be wrapping around trying to find the res onto Morpheus as Marcelik finds a nice tag onto Amorous. The trades continue to come back and forth between Airwaves and Powerful, but Powerful currently has the upper hand as Sadovnik going to be trying to do whatever he can from this northern position. Spray comes out. Marcelik able to find another one. Sadovnik goes down. Just going to be 1 left on their feet for Airwaves as they are looking at an impending doom, an impending closeout here in 4th place of game number 2. Hawk going to be disengaging entirely, leaving what he had behind, and hopefully trying to avoid YMCA. Meaning the same fate from another team is not what he intended.
No, it feels like he's not going to be able to survive for much longer. Grenade goes out. Couple of shots fired off in towards the distance. But either way, Airways are eliminated in 4th place. 3 teams, Powerful, YMCA, and of course, MJ-Esports. Powerful look on fire, Esquire.
Especially given the fact that Ghostar, the champion pretty much of this game, was able to wrap around and keep Morpheus alive. Having a 4-stack in this end game against teams with 3 and 4 alive is not really, it's not even going to make it easier on these teams, but it's going to be difficult regardless. Strategy is going to be employed here as the wrap comes out from Powerful. The phase shift will be drastically far away from the likes of both YMCA and Powerful. And so they will have to fight for this contest to make the push over into MJ-Esports. If you're MJ-Esports Imperium, you want to choke off this circle. You want to push over towards the west. You don't want to give them any room to work with.
Totally agree, because when you look at how many kills Powerful got so far, Esquire, they're on 10 kills, and they still have a potential of 7 kills that sorry, 6 kills, my apologies, that they can get. So they are looking on fire, and honestly, with the man advantage, the positional advantage, the aggression advantage that they've shown throughout this game, you can easily see them taking down these 2 remaining teams. The only fear is that they can get pinched from both directions that YMCA and MJ-Esports do occupy. Let's see what is going to happen.
Massive misplay coming out from MJ-Esports, hanging back a little bit too far on the eastern side of the circle. They could have effectively closed out the game and disallowed Powerful from making that wrap back towards the northern side of things. Shots come out, though. MJ-Esports going to be spotting out the members of YMCA, but the tag comes back from Coyote, who's able to find Stratus. Knock comes down. Junu able to at least attempt the res here, but this gives the information to Powerful. What can that 4-strong squad do now that they know teams are going to be weak? Smoke's being deployed, utility going to be expended here, and that doesn't leave much for the likes of Powerful to push forward towards them. Imperium, I lost the feed if you did as well.
No, I still have the feed for myself, so I'm going to be able to give a little bit of information. Ojala, he's kind of on his own. He's coming closer to where Powerful are, where Morpheus are for the time being. But with that knockdown coming out from MJ-Esports, they're under a lot more pressure. They're essentially down to 2 players, although they revive the game out very effectively. YMCA are being careful. They've used their grenades. They've used a lot of their utilities. They do have a bit of a Molotov available for themselves if they are able to put this out. But Norcus, he's looking for it. He's looking for the shots off to either MJ-Esports or YMCA. To be honest, they don't care who it is. If they can find an enemy, if they can find an opponent, they'll look for them. They'll get that kill, as Turbo Banani does get that knockdown to Stratus.
Spray comes out. Stratus going to be dropped down. Headshot for the M416. 3 more members of MJ-Esports to worry about as he does find the flush. Kill point going to be secured. The 5th in the pocket for YMCA Esports. Turbo Banani trying to be a champion for his team on the southern side, but now Powerful has moved in as well, Imperium. They're looking to lend a hand in this. They know that passive play is not going to secure chicken dinners in the final moments of game number 2.
But they've also got to be very calculated, right? So they've got to be accurate, on point. Positional communication is also going to be absolutely key for Powerful, because they're spread out, close but relatively far away. They're going to be able to find the angles of where the opponents are and then feed that back to the rest of their team. But Turbo Banani, YMCA, pushing on forward, gets a frag and the knockdown and the kill onto MJ-Esports.
Break comes out, many with the AK, able to find the frag down onto Coyote. 2 more members of YMCA going to be wrapping around, though, and you still have to deal with the presence of Powerful from up the hill, where grenades are sure to be coming from. Turbo Banani going to be dropped down to just about 20% HP, but now the shots come out. Norkis, Marcelik, both able to find one onto both different squads. Powerful is playing an ultimate factor here in the final moments of this game. They're looking to pick up even more kills. Imperium, they heard you call out. 7 kills left. They're trying to claim them all, and they're making their way that direction as YMCA Esports will be wiped out entirely. 2 teams remain. Just going to be many a solo player, and back-to-back 3 in a row coming in for Powerful with 15 kills to their name. A 25-point game. Imperium,
you want to stake a claim. You want to secure your place in stage 2. You want to put the opponents under pressure. That is exactly how you do it. 15 kills, another chicken dinner for Powerful. As you said, 3 games in a row. Calculated, aggressive, and just perfectly executed by them once again.
That's
really impressed.
50 points in 2 games, Imperium.
Yeah.
50 points
Ridiculous.
in 2 games. That is a performance that we have not seen here in this stage, and that's a performance that is, if they weren't sitting pretty happy and content with that first place position already, well, it is going to be quite a gap now. There's no mistake about it. They're going to be going on to stage 2. We can say it right now. They could lose the rest of the games, Imperium. It doesn't matter.
To be honest, I would actually agree. I will be interested to see, how many points the likes of 8th, 9th, and 10th place teams have got in this game too. But yeah, I would actually agree with you. They have secured their spot in stage 2. But you know what? Honestly, I could see them getting another chicken dinner in game 3 because 2 games so far, it speaks for itself.
Well, you know what they say about snowballs. When they roll downhill, they only get bigger and bigger and bigger and powerful. Boy, did these guys pick the right name for their squad to represent that team.
Yep.
Because they are showing up and showing out. We didn't really see them on day number 1, Imperium. They didn't really have any top 3 performances. And then the final game of day 2, they come out with that massive win. And then they said, all right, day 3, this is us. We're just going to win them all, guys. Don't worry.
However, I do want to kind of slightly touch upon what you had mentioned previously, that MJ-Esports, they did miss an opportunity. They should have pushed on forward and put YMCA under pressure, and even Powerful in themselves. One of those teams, they should have really pushed on forward. Common sense would have told you that there would have been the 2 final teams would have been occupying 2 different angles. So you should have stuck to one angle, pushed forward on the west side, and have taken down YMCA. That would have given them a much better position in the final moments of this game. But this is what we see 15th to 9th after game 3.
2 teams going to be walking away from game number 3 with 0 points to their names. SEEKORG and Enviik not able to rack up any kills or any placement points. We start to see a little bit of a trickle up as we breach into those top 8. And really nothing stands out to me other than 2 things. Obviously Powerful, very dominant performance. Again, another 25-point game for them here in match number 3. But then also YMCA Esports and Airwaves, both having really good games. A lot of kills for both of those squads, 7 and 8 respectively.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned about kind of Powerful securing their spot, even though I agree with you. The 2 teams that were in 9th and 10th respectively, they finished 2nd and 3rd in that game with a very nice amount of points of 12 points each. So even though Powerful, yes, they've pretty much secured their spot, it's still not over for these teams that are lying down beneath them in 5th, 6th, and 7th place respectively. They've got to be careful because Istanbul, Airwaves, YMCA, they're all looking for their spots.
That's exactly right, Imperium, and I am going to be very curious to see how the leaderboards shape up. I think we get leaderboards before we go into break, but I'm not sure if I can remember. But the 4th and final game of the day should be an exciting one. A lot is on the line here. A record-breaking performance from Powerful could come out in this last game if they're able to secure every chicken dinner of the day and be able to do that. That'd be pretty crazy. Actually, this is the 3rd game. Excuse me, 3rd game coming up next. But Imperium, there it is. It's finally been done. 7 kills. Powerful. Marcelik is able to stake his claim to the highest kill count from one solo game in stage 1.
I'm not. Are you really surprised from that point of view? No, I'm not. But you can't deny when the fact that Norcus Morpheus and even the 4th member of Powerful, they all did so much as a team. They support each other. Even at the end, when you saw that revive came out onto Morpheus, that kept them as a full squad, right? That kind of play, that kind of moment is what makes Powerful so strong right now in this day 3.
And it does. Big damage coming out from Marcelik as well. Almost able to topple down 900 damage from that game. And when you look at the damage on the right side of the board, well, that's almost triple those amounts. And yes, I see in chat people asking, it is going to be the top 8 teams out of stage number 1 that advance towards stage number 2. Stage number 1, it's going to be all over tomorrow. So after this, we've got, 6 more games to be played out here, Imperium?
Exactly. 6 games, 6 opportunities for these teams to stake as many points as they can. As we do look at the head-to-head stats between the 2 teams of Powerful and MJ-Esports, just like game 1, you can't really compare, unfortunately, because Powerful looking so dominant. Nearly 1,900 damage, 15 kills, and of course that magical 25 match points secure for them.
Imagine doing 1,100 damage, though, and only walking away with 2 kills. I think that's kind of shows just a few missteps from MJ-Esports. Not going to be too bad for them, though. They currently sit in 4th place on the leaderboards, and it kind of is a bright light for them, Imperium, if I'm going to couch it in that way. It shows some of these weaknesses that through stage 1, if they're able to make it to stage 2, they can definitely work on those, shore those up, and get ready for where the beef of the competition really enters in. Powerful, certainly sitting in a powerful position, 105 points. And it's still up for grabs. Like you mentioned, those top 8 spots, at least the bottom parts, maybe 6, 7, 8, hell, even 5th, are going to be very, very up for grabs for teams in the 9th through 14th and 15th positions. Even Team Elite. I mean, let's not even count them out just yet.
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, to be honest, the only team that have actually secured a pole position